Woo! Come on, baby. Come on. Well, good morning. Bobby Lee here with Hurricane Creek Farms, starting out down here with our yearlings, wing calves, whatever we want to call them. These heifers that we're about to get bred, and there's an occasional steer or two. But I'm gonna try to get a head count on them as they'll come in to eat this morning. Then we also got to get feed bin moved back home. We did finally unhook from the cattle trailer. We're done hauling cows for at least the immediate future. Then we got a lot of other stuff to do. I know, stop me if you've heard me say that before. A lot of odds and ends, little projects, maintenance work, checking on a few things. Had a new calf born at home sometime yesterday afternoon. Could not find it last night, got home late. Found where she'd obviously calved. She looked fine. You know, again, the assumption always, well, she's got the calf, you know, laid up somewhere comfortable, tucked away safe. But we need to find it, get it tagged, just confirm that all is well. But we can get hooked up to this bin, get back home. May have a few minutes to have a quick breakfast with the kids before they head off to school. Back home, checking on the cow herd, and yeah, a bit of a good update. Number 34, our cow that had the rectal prolapse that, you know, we thought everything would be fine, and then she wasn't looking great, you know, a few days later. Looking pretty good still. She's obviously having bowel movements. You can see around her back end. She's eager to get up here to the mineral feeder this morning, so I feel pretty confident she's gonna end up being just fine. Yeah, now we still need to find that one that calved last night. And I finally did check my list. We officially have 3 that have yet to calve. All 3 I'm pretty sure are going to calve. Number 101 right here. You can see she's looking pretty full. She's starting to make up a little bit of a bag. The Hereford cow over there, kind of the same way. Oh yeah, actually, she really looks like she's about to. I would say, I don't know, maybe not by the end of this video, maybe. But yeah, definitely a lot of swelling right there in the vulvar region. Hereford cow looks much the same, although maybe not quite as, showing quite as much as this one. The other one is number 109. I actually saw her, we rode past her a few minutes ago. But those are the last 3. But yeah, I have not seen that one yet this morning that had that calf last night. So there is our heifer that calved last night, which I would rather have not found her at all if we're not going to find the calf, because in that scenario I would have again convinced myself that calf was laid up somewhere with her by her side and all was well. Now the calf still may be stashed away somewhere just fine, but I'm not as convinced of that with her out here. Where's your baby? Where's your baby? Trying to find a baby that they've just gotten hidden somewhere that may be just fine can be like trying to find a needle in a haystack. I mean, those things, they'll hunker down just beside some of these weeds out in the middle of the wide open field and just lay down and, you know, not even flinch. You ride right by. I've done it many times. So us consuming ourselves with trying to find that calf, probably not going to be very worthwhile. So for some good news, there is our, well, I can't say it's the newest calf, but the newest calf that we have confirmed live birth on. Let's put it that way. That calf, today's Wednesday, that calf was born Sunday afternoon, so what, about 3 days old? Not even quite 3 days old. But yeah, we'll come back and check on that heifer again later on, see if we happen to catch her sneaking off somewhere, or you know, standing there with the calf, hopefully. Yeah, I'm just a little worried about what we're gonna end up finding there. And look who came out here to check on the rest of the herd, which is totally fine with me. You know, at some point, hey Smokey, I will turn her out here and she'll graze with them all summer. If we want to still bring her a bottle, we can do that and let her drink it something just like this. But yeah, the white-faced heifer over there is our other one of the three, the last of the three that's still yet to calve. So, and then there's bonus footage of number 503 across the fence in the wrong pasture. But yeah, that's just her. That's her nature. It's annoying, but there's really not any good grazing in there. Not compared to what we've got out here. I mean, they've eaten it back pretty good out here, but still a lot of fescue and some clover. Yeah, she always wants to be in whatever pasture they're not in. But yeah, that pasture, horses and donkeys spent all winter in that pasture, and then we actually put the cow herd in there for the last like couple of weeks of us feeding them hay. We were just unrolling for them. But yeah, Smokey number 117 lost her calf just a few days ago. If she'd let you nurse, that'd be cool. I doubt it. You know, and every now and then we get that question about grafting, like Smokey onto a cow that has lost a calf. You know, that's a possibility. It's man, it's can be very labor intensive and very, you know, challenging to do. Although that heifer's licking on her. I would be totally fine if they claimed each other. And of course, sometimes you have a cow that'll just claim a calf that's not hers anyway. You rarely get that lucky where it's a cow that lost a calf and then the calf that she's claiming is also an orphan calf. All right, this might be the happy story for this video. The Smokey takes up with number 117, but anyway, we got to move on and get some stuff done. All right, so got the disc mower hooked up. Of course, it was sitting over there all catty-cornered and sideways. The bulls had turned it over, basically fighting. But essentially, just want to get it greased and be sure everything's working. I actually cut it on there a second ago. Everything came on ran just right. But you go ahead and replace the knives. We probably had a little life left in these, but went ahead and ordered some new ones. Get those put on there, get her greased up, and then we'll just be waiting on the weather to be right to cut some hay. Appreciate the difference. These aren't worn just slap out, but before we get started with hay season this year, it makes sense to go ahead and get them replaced. All right, got our brand new knives on there. We gonna get her greased up now. We of course use the impact wrench, but that's just a weak little wrench we got. It's a cheap one, like a Harbor Freight, but I actually had to break them loose and then tighten them back down with pull bar. So I was gonna ask, for those of y'all that work much with the impact, hear really good things about the battery powered ones, how really stout they are. If you haven't experience with them, tell me what your favorite brand is on those, because I'm thinking you know, my birthday, Father's Day both coming up, maybe something that I'd either buy for myself for one of those or drop the hints to my wife and kids. But anyway, gonna get her greased, check on the belts, whatnot. Although again, we ran it just a few seconds earlier just to be sure everything was turning right. I think this thing's gonna be just about ready to go to the field. Kaylin has been doing some major spring cleaning around the barn. She informed me that I took her side by side and didn't, so she couldn't do. But wow, it does look different in here. I don't know that I've ever filmed in here recently because it was kind of embarrassing, but yeah, much cleaner. Got some trash to haul off. Of course, tools we like to not have to use very often, the calf puller. She's now informed me that it's no longer allowed to be in this barn because that is a horse only barn. So we'll have to talk about that. But we're gonna take a moment, ride back here, see if we can see any evidence of that newest calf. Well, there is the newest mom, and starting to feel really, really pessimistic about the possibility we're gonna find that calf in good shape. Now, come on now. I have no intention of even looking at your baby, and I don't even know where it is. But here she is, you know, with the rest of the herd. I don't know where she had that calf yesterday. Obviously, if I knew that, we could investigate it a little better. But she's nowhere near where she was last night when we found her. So, it's been a rough end to our calving season. Not counting that one, you know, the previous calf, you know, was up and fine this morning. The one before that, you know, at a week old, you know, just, you know, we find dead. So, yeah, ready for these last 3 to calve and to move on out of calving season, and then just having to watch, you know, the ones that are already on the ground being sure they're in good shape. But yeah, gonna check. I was looking, black heifer there with her rear to us. One of the ones, but I believe she'll be the last one to calve, because the one Hereford cow and then this number 101 both look like they're a good bit closer. But 101 obviously hasn't calved. See if we can lay eyes on that Hereford cow, and then we'll get out of here before the angry striped cow decides to attack us. Look, 503 decided to rejoin the herd. Just back and forth wherever you want to go, right? Just living your life, not worrying about anybody else. Which I don't see that Hereford cow, which may mean she's laid up somewhere having a calf. No, there she is. She was right here with everybody else all along. So no calf yet. May not be today, but I would say within the next couple of days we're gonna have another calf or two. I don't even know if I mentioned it. The feed truck did deliver. I know I mentioned that it was coming, but I got delivered. We actually, there was a little space left in the yellow bin over there, but that basically I bring it in 3-ton increments, put 3 tons in there. This thing will not quite hold 3 tons. It was that close to holding 3 tons. So rather than pull back over there and get back under it, we just emptied the rest of it. Good feed. Smells really good. You can see the cotton seed in there. Obviously some cracked corn, of course, with the 2 different types of pellets. But Archie, what you think? Okay, so we're good on feed for a little while, especially this time of year. We don't go through much feed. The cow herd is actually getting absolutely zero. The bulls, because they're up because they couldn't behave out in pasture, they're eating hay. They're getting a little bit of feed. They get a bucket of feed once a day, just like they did all winter long. And we do take a little feed to the calves up the road, which is why the mobile bin is nice. We get it moved here in the next day or 2. Okay, so we came back down here to the other farm. A couple of purposes. One, we wanted to move pastures. 2, more importantly, I want to try to get a head count on everybody. I've been 1 short like the last 3 days. I think I just got all of them. I counted 41 up there. I counted 18 back here, which left us 1 short. And then number 14, who's been kind of a loner, then came walking out of the woods. So assuming she was never in the first bunch we counted, that puts us at 60, but we're gonna count them as they come through the gate, or at least that's gonna be the objective. Come on, babies. Well, I was wrong. That was only 59, so I don't know. I counted wrong at some point, or when I was assuming that number 14 was one we hadn't seen, maybe I had already counted her. But the only good news is I do think we know which one we're missing. Just checking numbers, it looks like it's number 2, which would be one of the heifers that we just bought, which I hate that. I mean, I hate to be missing anybody, but if something bad has happened to a calf, I would almost rather it been one of our homegrown ones. Just from an economic standpoint, they're probably not worth quite as much as those heifers were. But now we know who we're looking for. The dogs and I have walked a fair bit of the timber in this pasture. I hadn't found a thing, so I guess that's a good thing. I mean, obviously we'd like to just find the heifer, but we also haven't found a dead heifer. So I don't know, it's frustrating. You know, if she's alive and well, it doesn't make any sense because she ought to be with the rest of the herd. You know, if there were 4 or 5 of them that were kind of outcast, I've had that scenario before, not a big deal. But it's not typical to have just one off by itself with nothing wrong with it. I went and met Kaylin. We did a couple of errands, got home, had like an hour before the kids were gonna be home. Too early to cook supper or anything. Just didn't really have a lot else pressing, so I came back down here. It's just really gonna bug me on that missing heifer. There's so much daggum timber on this farm. I mean, a lot of our pastures are like that in there. I mean, and hollers and places. Like 155 acres, and it's right at half timber, half open ground. So there's a billion places she could be. Like if she is laying somewhere dead, you know, unfortunately, or she's sick. You know, I thought the dogs might even help, you know, if there was something, they'd snip her up, but yeah, that haven't been too helpful. 2, I want to go ahead and move them into this next pasture. One, it's supposed to rain a bunch tonight. I always talk about how this one's kind of hard to get to by vehicle when it's wet. We drove the Jeep way back in here, but if it rains an inch or so tonight, like they're saying it might, that'll be trouble tomorrow. So give us a chance to go ahead and move them on into the next pasture. That's where they ultimately needed to get to anyway. They've just been out of it for a while. And then if we could put eyes on all 60 head, that'd be icing on the cake. But we'll see if they'll cooperate with us one more time. Come on, babies, come on. Woo! Well, the heifer I thought we were missing, number 2, is actually right there. So let's see, there's 44, 45, 46, 48, 50, 52, 53, 54, 56, 58, 60. All right. So this might be the miracle of the video. I swear, I counted them every way imaginable, and I only got to 59 for the last several days. Earlier when I started actually checking off numbers, now you two go on through there so I can shut the gate. I got to number, I checked off everybody but number 2. I was like, well, that's who we're missing. That's who we're short. We've only got 59. Something's happened to her. So, which now, I'm like, all right, let me see if I can get up here, get to a vantage point and count them all again. It's a little swampy coming across there. I could probably put her in 4-wheel drive and give it full send to make it through there, but let's see. Tusk gets a chance to walk out here. You can see fishies come back since they've grazed it. Oh, it's been really a week since they've been in that middle pasture, and it's been at least 2 weeks since they've been in this pasture. So I did count 60. That is a excellent way to both end my day, which, I mean, it's only about 5 o'clock, so the day's not over yet, but to end kind of the work day. Aren't you running around out here happy? And probably in this video, yeah, that was really beginning to bug me. The missing calf at home, you know, that I think is pretty safe to say she had trouble calving, and something has happened. You know, it really put a damper on the day. Then we had, of course, in the last video we found a dead calf. So it's, yeah, this last like 10% of calving season is really all it is, has been rough. So to solve that mystery is nice. But yeah, lots of good stuff coming up. We of course got that mower ready on that tractor. Basically we're just waiting on good weather at this point. That rye is ready to cut. In fact, if we don't get a good window here in the next week to 10 days. A lot of it's going to be a little over mature, I'm afraid, but we'll just have to see. I'm kind of eyeing a week from today to possibly cut some hay, but if you look at like I guess the next few days after that, you know, if you can trust that far out, it's saying like 30 to 40% chances of rain. So we'll see what those rain chances do. If they go down to, you know, 20 to 30% chances, we may go ahead and cut it. If they go up, we may have to hold off. But we're gonna see. Got a bull. I do feel confident we're gonna be picking up a bull sometime in the next week. Talked to a gentleman again today. I think we're just about all set on that. But yeah, breeding season, last 2 or 3 to calves, they'll finally go ahead and do that. But it's been a good day. See if I can get the dogs loaded up. Got some steak fajitas to cook tonight. Of course, all I gotta say is fajitas. You know they're gonna be steak. We want to entertain the thought of other inferior proteins, but go get some fajitas cooking, and yeah, get ready to do it again next time. Oh, and before I end it, I'm really bad at self-promotion or self-marketing or whatever you call it, but check out the website, hurricanecreek.farm, if you're interested in a hat. If y'all'd like a shirt or anything, I don't know. The hats, you know, they've sold relatively well, but it's kind of expensive selling stuff online. There's a lot of hidden cost. Like right now, we are losing money in that venture. So, you know, if 2 people want to buy shirts, I'm probably not going to be able to do them. But if, I don't know, if 22 of you wanted a shirt, we wouldn't mind getting some shirts made and possibly list them on their sale. But yeah, check out hurricanecreek.farm. Go to agzaga.com, use the discount code HCF10 for Hurricane Creek Farms. But HCF10, get your 10% off. And then as always, let's check out the Talk Dirt to Me podcast. Logan and I will be recording again, maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow night. It's going to depend on a variety of things, making our schedules work out. But appreciate y'all watching. I've rambled more than enough. Y'all check back next time. Eat beef and God bless.